Hedgie's Surprise by Jan Brett. Hedgie's Surprise. Once there was a speckled hen who laid an egg every day, only to have it taken by a little tomtit every morning. It all started because the tomtit got tired of porridge for breakfast. Each morning, the rooster crowed as the sun came up, and Henny knew that Tomtit was on his way. So did little Hedgehog, who lived nearby. The Tomtit always called out to her, "Henny, have you got a little yummy for my hungry, hungry tummy?" You see him going in there? The tomtit climbed into the hen house, took Henny's warm, smooth egg, and ran off to cook it for his little kettle, sprinkle it with some salt, and gobble it down. Then he fell fast asleep in the hayloft until evening. Henny didn't like the tomtit taking her eggs, but she put up with it until one morning when she saw Goosey sail forth, smiling and bowing, with a stream of popping goslings following her. "Oh my," Henny clucked, "where did all those little ones come from?" "My eggs are hatching," crooned Goosey. "Here comes the last one now." From that moment on, Henny wanted a brood of peeping chicks for her own. But how could she stop the tomtit from taking her eggs? The next morning, when the tomtit poked his head in, Henny tried. She clucked loudly and pecked. She flew at him, but nothing stopped that hungry tomtit from taking her egg again. No eggs, no chicks, no peeping babies. Henny wailed so loudly that she woke up the little hedgehog. Her tears poured down on top of him. "Puffa, puffa, stick, stick," Hedgie went, as he crawled out to talk to her. "Poor Henny, I've been watching the tomtit take your eggs. I'll help you trick him into stopping." The next morning, when the rooster crowed, there was the tomtit. "Henny, have you got a little yummy for my nearly empty tummy?" Henny and Hedgie were ready. The tomtit reached for an egg and pulled out an acorn. Said the tomtit. "What's this?" And off he went to try it. The acorn was tasty, but it didn't fill him up, and he awoke in the middle of the afternoon, grumpy. The next time the tomtit arrived looking for an egg, he found a bright red strawberry. It looked bigger than the acorn, so he ran off to cook it. The strawberry was jammy and sweet, but it only filled up Tomtit a little more than the acorn had, and he woke up early. The sun had just come up when the tomtit was at the hen house again, his stomach roaring with hunger. Pushing Henny aside, he grabbed for an egg, only to find a delicious-smelling mushroom. He raced off to cook it, and as scrumptious as it was, he woke up with his little tummy growling for more. Cock-a-doodle! The tomtit rushed in even before the rooster finished crowing. Henny, have you got something for my hollow tummy? This time he found a smooth, round potato, even bigger than an egg. He cooked it quickly, swallowed it down, and went back to his hayloft. He woke up at sunset, only half full. The tomtit had had enough. Henny, he shouted, tomorrow I want an egg for breakfast and nothing else. If I don't find one, I'll eat you up instead. Then Henny was scared. The tomtit had been tricked by an acorn, a strawberry, a mushroom, and a potato. How could they fool him again? Don't worry, Henny, Hedgie told her. Now it's time for my surprise. And he whispered in her ear. All that night, Henny waited on her nest and Hedgie on his. As soon as it began to get light, Hedgie gently covered his nest with straw and got ready for the surprise. Henny and Hedgie could hear the tomtit's stomach rumbling like thunder a mile away. He burst into the hen house, pushed Henny aside, and grabbed. Ow! He howled. Ow! Ow! Puffa, puffa, stick, stick. He had clutched Hedgie, all closed up in a tight round ball of needle-sharp prickles. Henny and Hedgie listened as the tomtit ran home, yowling. Thank you, Hedgie, Henny said, looking at her dear friend. I'm sure that tomtit won't be back here again for breakfast, but what I can't figure out is, where have you hidden my eggs? Just then, Henny heard a little peep, then another coming from Hedgie's nest. She looked over and saw the straw begin to move. 5 baby chicks pecked out of their shell and fluffed up their down. As Henny settled down with her babies nestled around her, the tomtit's mother was in the hayloft making breakfast for her hungry tomtit. Hedgie, Hedgie, Hedge, you are full of surprises, Henny cried, as she led her baby chicks out into the sunshine. But the little tomtit didn't hear a word. He was sound asleep, his tummy full of tasty porridge. And that's Hedgie's surprise.